Hey dilettanters, it's Friday and the theme this week is Alex Day's YouTube survey, which he claims somebody else gives him the questions for, but he probably just makes up. Nobody else has made a video this week, but I'm pretty sure that's the theme, so I'm gonna roll with it. So yeah, here we go. Question number 1. Why are you called that? I believe I am called Callum because when I was about to be born, my mum and dad said, "What should we call this child?" And then said, "If it is of the male persuasion, we shall call it Callum." And here we are, 16 years later, and I still haven't done anything useful with my life. Question number 2. Tell us about your favourite school teacher. I have 2 for this question because, you know, I've been known to live on the edge. If there is an edge. I wasn't looking at anyone. There's nobody there. I have 2. My RE teacher, Mrs. Giles, because she's a cool teacher and we have fun conversations, and she's the reason I'm interested in RE, which got me interested in debate, which probably ended up linking to something which means I started writing, and she started me off having like interesting philosophical thoughts, and so I have things to say here. So if it wasn't for her, I would probably be a lot more boring, which is actually quite impressive when you consider it. My second one is Mr. Rainbow, who was my art teacher, but I only had him for like a term because for some reason we didn't have him much, and he was just a god. You could tell he just didn't really want to be an art teacher that much, but he was just crazy good at art and like talking to students because we're cool or something, I don't know. But he was just really funny, and he liked cool music, and you could just sit and talk to him about things for a while. And when nobody was around, he sort of bitched about the teachers a little bit, which was quite funny. Never in a mean way, just in a like, "Oh, she's such a potato face. Oh, that woman, oh, with her maths homework." Just like that. That's the voice he used. Because he was me. He wasn't really, I'm not an art teacher. What's the strangest food you've ever eaten? I had an ice cream sandwich once, and I've also eaten bananas and chips at the same time, so I'm pretty fond of combining 2 flavours that shouldn't work and don't, so that's probably it. I'm not very adventurous when it comes to food because I've never been into the jungle and killed to sustain my life. Question number 4. Tell us about your first gig. I went to go see a band called Vampire Weekend, who do a song that you'll know called A-Punk, and then the rest of their music's quite good. But they were my favourite band at the time, and I went to Brighton to go see them, and it was snowing, and it was really cool. And I was right at the front, like right in front of Ezra, and he was really hot, so that was nice. Yeah, it was gravy. It was a gravy time. I did some dancing and got squished a bit, so yeah. That's basically what we go to concerts for, isn't it? Question number 5. What is your favourite place in the world? I'm gonna have to do the cliche answer and say London, because I've been like 4 or 5 times and it's been different every time, and it's been really great every time, and I really love it. And like living in Cornwall, the contrast between here and London is just so big, and I just love like the hustle bustle of it all, and people just not looking at you, and like the sort of encroaching architecture all like leaping upon itself. Like it's just, you see a horrible crumbling old 80s building right next to an 1800s building right next to a building that's being built now, and it's all like fighting for your attention. It's like, buy our stuff, and it's like, it's just cool. It's a cool place, there's cool people there. But I also really love Birmingham because it's where I used to live, and it's like, I almost love the idea of Birmingham a lot more than I like the actual city because there's not that much there. But there's a couple of cool like comic shops and stuff like that, but it's a bit naff. But the idea of Birmingham and like just walking through it to get to the train station, I'm always like, oh, I love this city. But then I'm just, it's alright. Who do you want to answer the survey next? I'm obliged to say the rest of the dilettanters, but the survey's not that great. So what you should do instead is you should make your own survey questions, and then maybe if you do, we'll all answer them like next week or next Sunday or something. I don't know. Brainstorming ideas. See what happens, because we are a loose cannon as a collective. We're a loose armada of cannons. I don't think that's the right term. No. We are a loose battery of cannons. That's what the dilettanters means. Amateur, lover of science and fine arts, loose battery of cannons. Talia, I'm sorry. I'll see you tomorrow.